with the help of Walter Marr and Eugene Richards, came up with the overhead valve engine design. Much more efficient than the old flathead, like your old Briggs and Stratton engine on the left, and it was typical of the cars of the era. The overhead valve arrangement, much more efficient, much more powerful, and his early Buicks were very, very powerful and fast automobiles. Did hill climbs and races. It was a very good car, but it was very limited production. And there were several iterations of the sale of Buick from one financial group to another. And every time it was resold, David Buick lost more and more control of it. Ultimately, it was brought out by Bill Durant. Bill Durant was a tremendous salesman. He made his money in horseless carriages, a fortune in it, and he decided he wanted to get into the automobile business, and he bought out Buick. By then, David Buick had virtually lost complete control of the company. He left the company, tried a number of other ventures unsuccessfully. He tried to build some carburetors. He tried to build a car called the Dunbar and the Lorraine, both of which were failures. And ultimately, the man whose name is on millions and millions of Buicks died destitute, and his last job was a secretary at the Detroit School of Trades. So interesting that the man with that kind of inventive skill really didn't get much out of it. Of course, with Bill Durant in charge, being the salesman that he was, previously they sold like 20 or 30 cars. Bill Durant took a Buick to the 1905 New York Auto Show and sold 1,000 cars. Buick became the biggest car manufacturer in the country by 1908. He had a racing team, and we'll talk a little bit more about this racing team a little further on. Of course, as you know, the Buick is still in business, doing very, very well, part of the General Motors lineup. Again, with more examples of Buick automobiles. Oh, overshot. Some of the engineers from Oldsmobile decided to go off on their own, and they convinced Joseph L. Hudson, J.L. Hudson. Remember when you were kids and watched the J.L. Hudson Thanksgiving Day Parade on TV? That's J.L. Hudson, and that's what the Hudson automobile is named after. And it's really a good thing they named it after the guy with the money and not the engineer in charge, because his name was Howard Coffin, and I can't imagine driving a car named a Coffin. It would sell very well. Anyway, J.L. Hudson put up the money, and here's the first Hudson automobile, and again, like very few others, managed to survive the Great Depression. It had a couple of famous names, the Essex named after the town in England, and the terraplane, which was a coined word meaning flying over the ground.